welcome to PC Wits Kids Tech Talk. Today we're looking at the Sapphire HD 5830. This one here is the game edition with Modern Warfare 2. So that's the theme that we have going on, as you can see on the box. Modern Warfare 2 comes with the game, of course. And let's take a look at the box itself. On the front, it's got the Eyefinity logo there for the support for 3 monitors, ATI premium graphics. It's got DirectX 11 support, PCI Express 2.1, Full HD 1080p, DisplayPort, HDMI port, all of the good stuff that you would expect. Now, you do need a 500 watt power supply in order to get this to run properly and stable. 600 watts if you're running 2 of these cards in Crossfire. Included in the box, you're going to get 2 6-pin power connectors, the extensions. You're going to get a CD with the drivers. You're going to get the game, of course, for Modern Warfare 2 and the manual, as long as you want it. I mean, there are different types of cards from Sapphire. This one here is the game edition. And along with this, of course, you do get the bridge connector and a VGA to DVI out. Now, looking here at the back, you've got 2 DVI outs, the displays, and 1 HDMI and 1 DisplayPort, like I said. Some ventilation there for the air coming out, and at the top, your Crossfire bridge connectors would go here, okay, if you get 2 of these cards or more. And you can see the heat pipes are tucked away inside of the casing, which is really nice compared to other cards. And here on the side, you got the 2 6-pin PCI Express power connectors, which you need, and a nice blue PCB board. Okay, the nice manufacturing there. Blue board with black front. This card actually lies between the HD 5770 and the HD 5850, so it bridges the gap. Priced halfway in between because the 5770 is about $170, so the 5830 is about $250 if you get the game edition, and the 5850 is actually about $315 roughly US on Newegg.com right now. So this one here just fills in the gap between those two because we had nothing. It was either the low end or the high end. So here's my test system. We're going to be putting this card in there and running it with all kinds of different games and software benchmarks here. As you can see, I've got a wealth of different software to test it against and benchmark the Cypress RV870 GPU core. As you can see here, it's got all the latest support, unified shaders, 1120. It's got DirectX 11 shader model 5 support. There's a 256 bandwidth, GDDR5, okay, 1 gigabyte of that. And we're going to be using the latest Catalyst drivers 10.3 to test the card at default speeds, which is actually 800 megahertz the core clock and 1000 megahertz for the memory. Effectively, that's 4000. And here you can see that the card runs nice and cool at 33 degrees Celsius, 21% fan speed, very low fan speed, very quiet. I like the fan. And at full load, we're talking about roughly 60 degrees Celsius, and the fan goes all the way up to 1350 RPM. Okay, so when it comes to benchmarks now, we're going to start off with 3D Mark 06. So you can see here the benchmark scores and compare them to other scores from other cards. Of course, previous videos of mine have those. And 3D Vantage, the GPU score is really what we're looking at here, 13311. And here are the frames per second, the results. Now when we put this in a chart and we compare the GPU scores from 3D Mark Vantage, you can see how well the Sapphire HD 5830 does compared to the 5850 from Diamond, which is not necessarily as fast, 775. And I'm telling you, this card performed really, really well for what it's priced. Okay, so instead of going to the 5850, now you can go and save yourself about $75 and get this. Here are some game results, as you can see with Dirt 2 and, of course, Modern Warfare 2 that came with it. So you can see the 2 different resolutions and even overclocked. Terrific results overclocked. You'll probably gain about 5 to 8 frames per second more depending on the game on average. That's how much I got when I overclocked it. And here's Far Cry 2. Okay, so again, all my benchmarks, I tried to increase the settings, put them on high, max things out. Here's the average frame rates, the minimum and the max, as you can see. And now when it comes to overclocking, what you can do is use the Catalyst ATI drivers here and just let the auto tune figure out the values, and 865 and 1190 is what it gave me. Put the fan on manual to make sure that it's cool, so increase the fan speed a little bit. If you don't want to use this method of overclocking, the other method I use is the AMD GPU clock tool. It's terrific. I go in and I slap in the value, so 880 megahertz for the core clock, 1210 megahertz for the memory clock. Set the clocks there, and then after you do that, then make sure that the voltage is increased, okay, to support the overclocking. So max it out, and then of course make sure your fan speed is up as well. So you can see here now in GPU-Z I've increased the values 880 and 1210. So that's how I got my overclocked scores previously on those games. So terrific card from Sapphire, great fan, very low noise, and great quality for the price. So I'd like to thank Sapphire for providing it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.